I saw it at a random cinema like downtown that's like kind of like its own thing. I don't remember the name of it. It might have been Lagoon Cinema, and they have like they do like organ pre-show, and like it's like kind of like your old school kind of cinema, and it was just like a random day. I didn't know what to expect going into it, besides that I actually was kind of familiar with Matt and Jay just from one video that I had seen like over the years a lot of times, and I didn't know them beyond that video. And it was the We Shop Wednesdays video where they took the We Shop song and put lyrics to it of like all of the We Shop titles. So it's like Super Mario RPG, et cetera, et cetera. And so like I had known that video, but I really did not know like the rest of their like oeuvre beyond that. I didn't know they had a storied history of web videos going like, because that's from, I want to say that video is from like 2008, 2007, something like that. But they have like so many more. There's like a whole web series of videos. And then later on, it became a TV series on Viceland, I believe, is where they got picked up. And then that was like 2017 is when they did that. And then this film came out like around this year or so. And then like you kind of see it throughout the film, kind of the progression of the two of them over time. They use a lot of archival footage from their YouTube page, from like just because like they've been like friends for years and years, and they've always been filming stuff together. And a lot of this film centers around that friendship and just like the way that they've archived their lives in such a unique kind of way in sorts. But yeah, my friend Caitlin put me onto them, and it was really fun because she's been saying, she's like, it's like I'm spreading the gospel. I've been telling everyone, you gotta just watch this. Don't even look them up. Just enjoy it. Like have a good time. Like don't even look up the genre of the film. Just like have fun with it. And like I didn't know that it was going to be what it was, and I came out of the movie and I was like, how did they do that? Like I was like floored, like just on like a technical level, and then also just like I was like, wow. Yeah. Anyway, that's my basic history there.
Thanks. Yeah. For the overview on this, the Thoughtcast, conversations about animation, discussing Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. And it's, a derivative of a few things from these creators past that they're now expanding upon in this feature length film. And they are musicians, and they did do a web series originally called Nirvana, the band, the show, I think. And then I think they got a little bit more of a bigger push budget and so forth. Yeah. And they've gradually grown in stature as a duo, a creative duo, comedic duo. And so like, I think there was a Canadian TV channel that gave him a bit of a budget to do like a proper television show. And then, the series from 2017 to 2019. I mean, the web series is sort of the relevant piece of content from, the famous year where they travel back in time in this film. And so just kind of a fun little curio, a little feature piece to discuss here on our little podcast. We call it Conversations About Animation, and this involves a lot of creative innovation, and just very like I don't know, it's an unconventional approach to filmmaking that they employ here, so it offers something I think fairly unique. So I'm glad, Laura, you seem to have a lot of enthusiasm for this. So
I had a really great time seeing it. And then also now I've been just like looking into behind the scenes stuff. Because again, I was like, how did they do this? Because there's so much that this film sets up where it looks like they set this joke up like 20 years ago, but like they kind of edit stuff in such a clever way where it works with the footage that they have existing from the year that they've like traveled into, but also like they've been able to make it work with the narrative that they're telling. And also, I mean, the thing that this film does that's like really fun is like it kind of blurs the line between what is script and what is like improv in a way, and what is like working with like just like people on the street and things like that for like these really like fun moments that like you can't really script in a way, but you do want to script like a response to, like, it's, I don't know exactly how they do it, but I was really here for that sort of like, I don't know, just this immersiveness of like the way that they approached the narrative storytelling. And there's so many other things like, we'll get into it, but there's a scene where there's a bunch of police that pull up into like a big house. And actually what that was the way that they filmed that was, I think that was Drake's house. And like what had happened was there was some kind of arrest or something happening there that was being covered on the news. And Matt and Jay were just like, oh, we should film this for like, this might be relevant for our film. So we're just going to like come up on here and like film it as if this is part of our story. And like they made it work. And like there's so much other things too. There's like an award show thing. There's like all this other stuff that like they had this in mind, but like didn't know kind of what pieces were going to go where. But they're like, this is going to be part of our film in some way, but we're going to like make it work with like the public, with like these moments and things like that. And I don't know. It just tickles me every time I see the behind the scenes footage. I'm like, that is so, I don't know. It's very funny to me, but yeah. A lot of time travel in this film, which I didn't know about going into it, but I was here for it because I very much enjoyed that as a genre. As somebody who likes Back to the Future, very, very relevant to this film for sure.
Matt Johnson and Jake McCarroll are the Nirvana the band duo, and this weaves together a narrative throughout their entire career and history as a duo working together. And it is a bit of like something maybe resembling a magnum opus, although they talk about how this is just kind of a living creation that may or may not continue, and the ending is left pretty open-ended too. But there are some like major stakes at play and some significant plot developments that unfurl at the end of this that could be debated, I guess. But it involves time travel, so there's a lot of timey-wimey,
wibbly wobbly,
wobbliness to all of it. And of course it is it's like kind of homebrew guerrilla style filmmaking,
exactly,
mockumentary style. So like the camera, it's all shot on a what do you call that, a subjective sort of, like the cameraman is a character.
Yeah, he's also part of the narrative in a way. Yeah,
I think there are technically like two cameras.
There's a couple. Yeah.
And sometimes they, do more to acknowledge them. Sometimes
they'll like get this shot. Like, yeah.
Some things seem to play out more so in a conventional theatrical or just non-documentary way, but just it's more for the drama, and they're not trying to make everything feel totally like it's being shot for this documentary purpose, just because it is ultimately like a parody / comedy.
It's a parody of themselves too, because if you look back at like all the videos that they've made and their whole series, everything centers around like they're trying to book a gig at this place called the Rivoli. Like that's it. That's really all you have to know going into it, is like that's this fabled place where people perform in Toronto that they just really want to perform at. And you'd think it would be as easy as like, oh, let's call them up and like, let's advertise. Like they try many tactics, and you see this throughout their web series, throughout the series. And then in this film too, you kind of see a few of there are different plans and tactics, but things kind of go astray once, or that's not a word, awry, I guess. Astray and awry. Once Matt kind of proposes this audacious plan to skydive off of the CN Tower and onto the Sky Dome at this like Blue Jays game, and like you don't think like they're gonna get so far with it. And also in real life too, like there's so many clearances that you have to get to each stage of like making that happen. And there's a thing called like I think it's called the skywalk, city walk,
Okay.
or yeah, where it's like you like suspend off of the tower, and you can get like some fun photo ops with it. It's like a tourist sort of activity that people do. But that was kind of how they initially were like, okay, we're gonna get there, and then we're gonna like cut the things off, and then we're just gonna skydive. And like they go to like a hardware store, and like I don't know, it's just like all these things are happening, and like every step along the way, you think someone's gonna be like, actually, you can't do that. And like there's like a couple, like they're like, well, you can't take this with you. What are you gonna use those pliers for? He's like, I'm going to cut holes in my pants. And they're like, okay, sure. So like I think they talk about this. I don't remember if it's on their DVD or where, but they talk about how exactly they did get up to the CN Tower and how they did film all of the skydiving and all of that. Because there is some like CGI elements to this. There's some animation of sorts of how things were accomplished, but like it is so seamless where you're just like, wait, like you're watching it and you don't expect that to happen. You're like, wait, they did it. Like, what's going on here? And yeah, there's a lot of other moments with that. Like, just like with the time travel going back to 2008, that's such a, I don't know. You look back in like your own history of that time, you're like, man, that was a different world. And just like they were able to get extras in and stuff that were kind of dressed like the fashion of the time, and getting displays and things like that. But yeah, I don't know, just like the driving of the time travel machine as it is. I don't know, like a lot of different elements here of like how they pulled this off. It's just really fascinating to me. Yeah, I've been continuing to look at more of the special features and things there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few main set pieces, and I guess the big like main thrust of the plot too is after this big moment on the CN Tower. That's sort of like the opening act, teaser almost for the rest of the action, and that is just this scheme of like skydiving from the CN Tower, which I'm guessing a lot of that is like they did like some guerrilla style filmmaking to try to get up to the top of the tower, but actually jumping off, I think, was an embellishment.
But really well done. I'm like, I mean, I was definitely like, I felt myself like, oh my gosh, like, but yeah,
the parachuting and stuff. I mean, if they actually, I think they'd probably get into legal trouble and be, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of clearances you have to get for
prohibited
that,
from
I'm
releasing
sure.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because it's interesting, like the kinds of things they were allowed to use.
Yeah. They really towed the line for sure.
Yeah, ultimately it's a parody of like Back to the Future, and they evoke a lot of just even like the musical score.
Yeah, very Silvestri-esque what Jay has done with some of the musical cues. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume they must have licensed, like maybe even after they
were going to. There is one song from Back to the Future that makes it into this, and I don't remember. Was it The Power of Love, or it was one of those two Huey Lewis songs? It might have been that one, because they had like they were only able to clear one of them. They were going to get two, and like one of it really, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, they were able to get one.
They were bought by like Neon, was it? At a film festival?
I don't remember.
Toronto. Or they shop, or they this got picked up, I think, at a film festival.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would think maybe at that point they'd be able to have a little extra budget to put into the soundtrack or something. But mostly, and I thought this was even more interesting, that Jay just composed a lot of very similar sounding music.
Yeah, he's like a musical genius, actually. Like, and you see this through like, I mean, the way the film starts is you see their first like episode from their web series, and you kind of see like their artistic process as a duo of people. Like, they don't really have like traditional type songs for sure. It's like mostly like Matt will give Jay a suggestion of like, this is the type of feeling I want, and it's gonna be awesome. And then Jay just kind of like sits there and like composes something like on the fly on the piano, and like that's kind of how they started to flesh out their songs. But like the thing about them is that they don't have like songs. They just sort of work them through in They're like, we will have songs once we're a band, once we're performing. Like everything is sort of like aspirational, and that's basically the crux of them as a duo and all the things they want to do as a band. And it's very fun, and again, parodies like this type of performing in a way. But yeah,
I mean, it's a bit bittersweet, like the notion that they are still stuck in this kind of state Arrested Development.
Exactly.
17, they're in the same place they were 17 years.
Doing the same tactics, same goal. Yeah.
And then this movie explores, what if they did?
What if Jay was like, I'm going to go solo and see if I can book a show at this other venue and like do an open night there, Mike kind of thing. And so like he takes off, but then there's all this magic question mark that goes on with this fabled drink called the Orbits, which I don't remember. I'm sure that was a big thing in like 90s, 90s, I want to say, but some kind of novelty drink. Yeah.
I briefly Googled it, but even, they describe in this film that it was discontinued.
Yeah. Do you think it's like a Canada exclusive? Because I don't know if maybe it wasn't in the US, but like could be more of a Canada thing. But anyway, that was the secret sauce to all of this in a way.
It's great. It is. Yeah. These guys, I mean, they're kind of just like movie nerds, kind of slob type coded. I mean, obviously in real life, that's not the truth because they are busy.
Quite accomplished. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But in just for the characterization here and for their show, I'm sure they play up the the dork factor. And this Orbits drink. So it would make sense that they would have like this RV that's sort of outfitted to resemble in some ways the DeLorean.
Yeah. Like the flux capacitor and like, hitting the 88. Yeah. All of that.
Yeah. Why would their flux capacitor, which would obviously be just, a replica, a collectible type of item, actually function as a flux capacitor? Well, it turns out it's the Orbits, the magic of the Orbits that gets poured on it. And it's funny, it's a non-carbonated fruit flavored beverage from the 90s, known for its colorful floating edible jelly balls. Yeah,
it looked like kind of a precursor to, not precursor because I'm pretty sure this has existed prior, but like a commercialized boba of sorts. Yeah.
Texturally enhanced alternative beverage. That's great.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like one of those kombuchas that has the chia seeds in it.
Yeah. Yup. Gnarly.
I've had those. I mean, I love kombucha. I'll do the seeds maybe.
I love boba, so I'm like, maybe I'd be into this. Who knows?
And boba's great. That's much bigger pearls in there. I wonder if it's a similar substance. The tapioca or whatever. Gel and gum used to suspend the orbs. I don't know. Yeah.
And how it remained intact for all those years. Things you think about. Yeah.
Because sometimes there'll be
preservatives in there. Oof.
Like, soda cans or bottles and I guess you can have like a lava lamp for a while and it won't fully evaporate over
It'll
time.
be a little funky, but workable. Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess, the Orbits, geez, it lasted until 2025 is primarily this was set. And then it gets dumped on, I don't know, is he just like out of nostalgia? He's finally going to open up this drink, because he's coming up with this scheme and is feeling inspired or whatever. And then it ends up on the flux capacitor. And then once they are back in time, they have to, I mean, this is all just going into the details of this kind of MacGuffin. But it's kind of just funny how they come up with these, just really specific details and and then also the signifiers as to, we're definitely in 2008 now. Really got our theater was hooting and hollering, especially like the hangover scene moment. Oh geez. Yeah, that got us good. Like, and you forget like those kind of films were just like
part and parcel for 2008. And like, we all, yeah. But like, it's very funny in the moment to be like, oh, yeah, no, this would not fly in 2025. Therefore, we are definitely in some other time right now.
Yeah, it's very much going for the gag factor, but it is very effective just because of how, like, just in your face it
yes,
is.
Yeah.
Because like there are so many things that could clue you into the fact that it's 2000. What's like the most ridiculous thing we can think of to make these guys convinced that they've actually successfully traveled through time? Is this movie actually playing a new release of Hancock and Hangover are both at this movie theater that they come out of time travel near, and they're sitting in front of Hangover, and crazy out of date humor.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean that's I guess if you accidentally travel back in time to like the 70s, there'd be similar kinds of material that you might encounter, but
but very different technologies. Like, it's interesting. Like, it makes you think about, like, because like 2008, like, we kind of had iPhones. Like, some people had iPhones. Like, there was like the cars are fairly similar. Like, a lot of stuff is like mostly not too like fashion. Even like, I was looking at some of the people, I'm like, I feel like a lot of people still dress like this. Like, I don't know, like there really isn't, like, as far as I can think of, like a definitive way that people dress now. Like, there's a lot of subcultures, there's a lot of like the scene people, they're still out there, they're still doing what they did in 2007 2008. So like, they kind of had to find more unique ways to show like, we're in a different time, and and we can't go back unless a series of very specific events occur. But I
mean, they do a lot of I guess fact check briefly. They actually did show this in IMAX too. So the like square format even of the
yes, they changed the aspect ratio. That was cool.
DV cameras that they had back then. That was an interesting moment too. It was sort of lampshaded why they switched to a different format at one point. They because they're in the RV that travels back in time. Not the most convincing moment of jumping through the time portal where it says on the dash they're getting up to 88. It did not look like that. Also, this vehicle that they're in, how long would that actually take to get up to 88? And on a busy street.
Who knows? They were actually driving it, as far as like, I mean, there was a prop one, but there also was one that they were driving. I don't know how they did it, but
I feel like they'd be, they would need a lot of runway to get that thing up to 88. And considering it's a busy downtown Toronto, a thoroughfare, you'd be running into all kinds of things, pedestrians, trains. They almost hit a train, and it only looks like they're maybe going 40 some when they come out of time travel and I'm about to hit this train, but whatever. You have to suspend your disbelief.
Exactly. Yeah. We have crossed a realm of a different reality where orbits can make anything possible.
Oh yeah. The orbits it totally it warps reality field around everyone. As you drink it. That's maybe, I don't know, maybe give you that kind of.
Who knows? I'll have to see if I can find some somewhere.
I'm actually drinking a glass bottle of a.
Oh yeah, okay.
You've had this probably, clearly Canadian.
Oh, I've heard of that. I know there was a push because they were discontinued, and then I think it was like Rhett and Link who brought it back or something weird like that. I remember that being a thing on like YouTube like some years ago. That's funny.
I thought I maybe heard randomly somewhere that it was getting discontinued, but
well, it's back in business.
Yeah, right there on the Target shelf.
All right.
So I love it. This is the orchard peach flavor.
And this is a very clearly Canadian film too. There's a lot of references that like I didn't know too, but also I'm like, I've never been to Toronto besides the airport, and I'm like, I kind of want to visit. Like, it looks like a fun time. Like, I might do the Edge Walk at some point. Like, who knows? Like,
okay, so they traveled back in the RV with their two camera guys. In 2000. What? Okay, and this was based on weird thing where, okay, um, well, Jay is trying to make a getaway,
Yeah.
and I think that was after Matt. Matt's the doofier guy. Jay's more the genuinely like musically talented that you were describing earlier. But Matt is the credited like director.
He's the delusional brains of the operation in a way.
He's the ideas guy. Yeah,
ideas guy. Yeah.
But he spills the drink on the props and they fizzle out. The lights go out and stuff. But then. And Jay doesn't know he's out there, or he sees the camera guys. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they like see themselves in the past too, which is like a really fun moment. Which because like in that video of them in the past, where they're like, I think I just saw myself, had nothing to do with this film. That was just a random ad lib that they made in this video from like 2007 or 2008. It just happened to work perfectly for that moment, which is like another like crazy coincidence. But yeah, so they've diverged into like a timeline where Matt and Jay are not the duo that they are currently, and Jay has become like a superstar in his own right, and like he's like selling out stadiums, he's going on tour, because he's gone solo at this point, and like
this is after they've come back to 2025, because they have to figure out a way back to the future from 08. Well, and they just need to get more the orbits, which is
because like Matt sings a little ditty and like the plants this idea of a song in Jay's head essentially.
Play or wait, isn't there a message that they write?
Yes, he erases the thing, and then rewrites the message.
Don't play at the
Rivoli.
Okay, so all this fun stuff, ensues due to their meddling, and Jay
butterfly affecting things,
just massively famous, and to the point of being like Mr. Jennifer Lopez and all kinds of other stuff. So like he's on billboards, and Matt's just still kind of a no, and that's just sort of like a bold choice considering playing themselves, and it's like normally you would want to have a little more self-respect to think that your partner wouldn't have exploded in popularity this much if he had only made the choice to divorce himself from this creative partnership. No, but it's for the joke. It
makes for an interesting narrative, that's for sure.
It's for the yucks, and it's all in that's what parody is all about, trying to. And
then he's a drummer in a cover band for Jay, is what Matt finds out. He's like, band. He's like, how did this happen? I'm with like these random fans of my friend, like.
But it keeps escalating to where Jay, and it's this weird sort of time cop scenario of like, are you jumping bodies or are you not? Touch
like who's the original, who's the
and so the rule here is that once you go back to the future, you assume like the previous version of you that is the product of the meddled past, which you just left, pops out of existence as you phase into that.
You like replace them.
You fully replace them. There aren't two Jays, there aren't two Matts running around, but now the Jay and the Matt that do exist in this new 2025 are only, they're the ones that remember the things from the time travel events, and they don't remember their lives necessarily, that the 17 intervening years leading up to this new reality that they're experiencing. Although I would sort of buy too if somehow you're able to sort of merge or integrate just through like I don't know, weird cosmic osmosis, like the memories of your
who knows? Yeah, it's the same DNA, and it's like, well, just like in a different time configuration. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's not implied that you all of a sudden like merge memory from this alternative version of yourself, because like um, Jay doesn't know anything about his
No,
new
yeah.
fame lifestyle. He's just totally like
Yeah.
trying to fake it.
Yeah, because he
Which,
has to kind of switch with him and be like, okay, yeah.
yeah, which ultimately leads to this hilarious.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So much more happens, yes.
the airsoft gun is weirdly
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, Chekhov's airsoft gun.
Chekhov's airsoft. That's great. No, and then yeah, you were talking about like the secure or the news coverage.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Again, another example of their like kind of like guerrilla style filming where they're just like, this might be relevant for the film. Like, let's just like get the shot and like see where we can work it out later. And like it just happened to be like the perfect setup for them to be like, okay, we're gonna film in like they filmed themselves running away from the cops, and nobody batted an eye at this. I think they had badges that said they were press or something, so they were able to like be where all of like the coverage and stuff was. But nobody was like, oh, what are these two randos doing filming stuff outside here? But yeah, so it's something that this film establishes, which is not in their lore or anything at all, is Bird's favorite game. So like apparently Jay is really into the airsoft gun,
Okay.
and but that was never really a thing in like the series or anything like that. But it's established here so that the shot of him taking the shot actually pays off. So yeah, he accidentally kills a guy in his band. Oops. Yeah. And then so all of that newfound fame leads to very swift cancellation and kind of a manhunt of like, okay, we got to get this guy. He just killed somebody. So, but of course it's like, it's this alternate version of him. And so like, they're trying to also make the timeline right and then also fix their own friendship, fix this situation. There's a lot that's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they ultimately? There's the whole set piece at the end of suspending electrical wire from the CN tower to. Because they need.
Because there's gonna be lightning, and they have like they know the forecast or something, so they know when that's gonna happen. Because they were there. I think the day that their skydive didn't work, they saw that there was going to be a lightning. And so like, okay, if we plan this out just right, there's going to be lightning striking the tower. We can get this wire to go all the way, connect back to the power box which I think is like on the street or something, and then plug it into the vehicle and then get back into the time machine and power back, get back, make the timeline right. Again, interacting with the public as they do.
Yeah, in the alternative 2025, they also run out of orbit. Well, because Jay actually likes his newfound fame, and destroys the orbits that they attained from.
He has a bit of a villain arc for a second there.
Yeah, he does. It's fun. I mean, their dynamic is great. Yeah, it's funny. He's got the nickname Bird, which I guess Jay is a type of
Jay Bird. Yeah.
But yeah, he's sort of the delicate, artsy, and much more. He's very much the Bert, to
yes, that's a good
Bernie.
Comparison. Yeah.
And I love Matt's schlubby, the fedora and the jean or the total.
Oh my god, the ripped pants. Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna make some more holes, and they're like, okay, as long as you're not doing anything else with them. That's fine.
It's amazing how they actually hang on, but they are from, I guess, that opening scene of them in 2008, like the original DV camera footage that they shot. He's wearing kind of that outfit and you got the same jeans on or something.
It's a uniform. Yeah.
But they're just extra shredded now because they're that old. It's really they had to scour through because thankfully they had shot a lot of footage back in their original, 2008.
Yeah, and you see a bit of that throughout the film. You see like episode 1 kind of sets up this movie. You do get to see the We Shop Wednesday clip when they're because the scene where they're like in the closet waiting for like old Matt and Jay or younger, I guess, 2007 Matt and Jay or 2008 Matt and Jay to like wrap up what they're doing so that they can figure things out. So they're waiting for them, and they hear all of these like past videos that they've done, like the We Shop Wednesday,
Mhm.
and they like, and there was another one that just like kept going and going and going, and it was really funny. They're like, okay, are we done yet? But yeah.
Yeah, that's it just really cleverly integrate footage of them in their original youthful stage, because I mean the most striking thing I guess is just the physical difference
Oh yeah.
from the version of them 17 years ago. I'm not totally, I didn't research their actual ages, so I'm not sure how old
They
were.
were like 20s. I don't know what though. Yeah, I don't know their exact age at the time, but yeah, considerably some time has passed, and like it's showing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They couldn't have really. I mean, I don't know if they even really attempted any kind of makeup application to de-age themselves for any. Maybe I don't know. You never know with these kinds of things if like they try to achieve certain shots through just a variety of methods, and maybe just for one brief like background,
Yeah,
shot,
I'm not sure about
they
that.
would
Yeah.
maybe put on some makeup or even cast a look-alike, or who knows.
Right. Yeah.
Because when it comes to all this stuff, frankly, I'd rather preserve some of the magic of it.
Oh,
So
sure.
I didn't
Yeah.
do a ton of research into like how they did all this stuff, because if they had
Also,
like,
they haven't revealed a lot of it too. So like a lot of stuff they are also keeping under wraps, which I think is cool.
That's
Like,
good.
yeah.
Because like a normal Hollywood budget style film wouldn't have any trouble accomplishing any of this stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Part of what makes it magical is that they're doing this on a shoestring.
On a limited budget. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, ultimately worth the experience if you get it. Well, I just it's not streaming anywhere on any
Although it
subscription
should be
service.
soon, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. It might be. So you watched it on Prime, I want to say, right?
I just rented it on Apple.
You rented it. Okay.
I'll rent
Apple.
stuff on Apple or Amazon,
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, this one I just rented it, and yeah, so recommend strongly to anyone who hasn't seen it. Just pay for it's a little bit more of a premium rental too. It's like $6 versus the regular $4, but that's because it's kind of newer and it's not available really anywhere else.
Yeah, they do have. I know they have like a physical release coming out, like DVD, Blu-ray. Other than that, yeah, I know it's kind of hard to find. I guess also like being in the U.S. versus Canada, there might be more streaming options if you're in Canada. Not sure exactly, but yeah, I do know. I want to say their show is going to have like it might be on Hulu or I know there are links to watch it on like Internet Archive and stuff. So there's ways around that too. But yeah.
I just. I am impressed that this has definitely gained some strong word of mouth, and I think I've heard podcasts talking about it, and a lot of times they'll be promoting like sort of what would we call it? Like the Criterion channel, the more high end sort of streaming services, the critically curated sites like Criterion or Mubi or something. So it would probably show up on one of those, I could imagine. And in that case, it's like I don't. I've only ever done free trials to those because
same.
A lot of times their selection is just so hoity-toity.
Yeah. This is definitely not that kind of fare, but it could also prop up. I mean, also like they did get a fair amount of awards recently for the Canadian Screen Awards, which is kind of like Canadian Oscars level of prestige.
Yeah.
What tickled me the most is that they were nominated and got Best Original Song for like a very, very short song that appeared, the Alphabet Song of. I don't even know if you remember this moment, but like they're kind of going through. It's like such a blink and you'll miss it, like short song moment. But that won Best Original Song at the Canadian Screen Awards. Way to go, Jay, in that.
Wow. Yeah, he's coming. He's
And they
bringing
both got, I
from.
think the both of them, I think Jay got best lead performance, Matt got best supporting performance for comedies. I think they also got, I'm looking up here, best sound mixing, best visual effects. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Best motion picture. So yeah, they've been cropping up quite a few awards. I mean, mainly kind of Canada centered at the moment, but still, yeah.
Because yeah, that pop song that
Yeah.
makes Jay super. That was
Yeah, because that had
technically,
existed prior.
yeah.
Yes. And that was something that Jay and I think his sister had written together. And it actually, this is so weird. That song has its own lore too outside of the film, where it for a brief period, was associated with like MAGA supporters. I don't know why, because it's a Canadian song. I don't know what it has to do with US politics in that way. So like people were using that song in like edits on TikTok being like, Trump won, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the heck? So it was kind of cool that they reclaimed it back for themselves, because truly, like when you would look up the song on like some social media platform, it would be associated with that. And I don't think they wanted to associate it with that.
No,
So yeah, so I'm glad they were able to like reclaim it in this way. And like it became like this hit song for the movie.
it's
But
funny.
yeah.
Yeah. There are these various odd cultural connections that
Yeah,
arise.
yeah. Like how does that happen? I
I
don't even
mean,
know.
unfortunate, like with Howard Ashman, that connection.
Yeah, that makes me so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proud of your boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like that's such an obscure.
It's
How
like
many people?
4chan, like losers. I don't even
How
know.
many people
Yeah.
know of that? Like even in the
Yeah.
mainstream, I guess it's in the Broadway musical for
Yes,
Aladdin.
yeah.
Yeah,
And if you're familiar with like the cut songs from the original,
yeah.
like I am a Howard Ashman super fan. Like if you get me talking about him for more than like 5 minutes, I will start crying. But anyway.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm he. If once you get to know like the artist, like
Yes.
even
Yeah.
if you're like a crazy, almost like nationalist, fascist type of person,
Yeah.
you'll respect it because you recognize talent, so to speak.
Yeah. I don't know how they associated that song with that.
But it is
yeah.
it's sort of like Trump, his love of like Andrew Lloyd Webber. Did you
Oh,
know
that's
this?
crazy. Yeah, because he loves Cats and Phantom of the Opera. Like, yeah, and the theater community wants nothing to do with him, as they should. But
It's
yeah,
like, yeah, you know, talent is universally
I guess,
recognizable.
yeah.
Game
Can't if you're a theater kid, you're always going to be a theater kid, even if you're insufferable.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
I hate to mention this, but like I remember reading somewhere that even like Hitler's favorite
Oh gosh.
movie, and I'm not trying to compare anyone. It's just kind of a funny
Yeah.
anecdote is that his like I think he once said his favorite movie was Snow White from
That's
Disney.
crazy. That is actually crazy. Yeah. Huh. I guess there were so few movies, and that was a big one. So, well,
No, I mean it was monumental at the time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like you use these things, and if you're super like boosting and stumping for culture and your the primacy of your culture's output of your own art and just like boosting the penetration of your culture's I guess dominance over others and the exceptionalism I guess of everything that is associated with your national institutions and that would include like the media and the various people who create corporate art and all these kinds of things. The United States has just been so influential throughout history.
Yeah. And like you don't think about it too, I guess, because like I mean, this is technically a foreign film if you think about it for a second, but like, yeah, like the amount of like American influence and like, I guess I like hadn't consumed a lot of stuff from Canada. And so like, I guess you don't realize like how prevalent it is in other like nations, cultures and stuff too, but also like they have their own stuff as well that like, I don't know a lot of,
the extent
their references and things, but yeah.
it is interesting because the extent of that is not something we typically think about as American. Like it's easy for us to take that for
Yeah,
granted.
yeah.
But even like I was giving a Lyft ride as I was driving, Uber Lyft in LA, and it was a fascinating
Oh,
conversation I
wow.
had with
Yeah,
a person who grew up in China and was just
yeah.
visiting and was very fluent in English and had all the basic cultural
Yeah.
touch points that she was fully knowledgeable of so many different things that were just a natural part of their culture, but had been exported from the U.S. The movies, the shows, the music. I mean, even to a relatively sheltered place like China. I mean, they're so familiar with it, even a place like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Canada obviously has its own major contributions as well. And
We're
there's
technically not as far as other places in the US. Like we could technically drive, but I don't know. That would be a bit of a feat.
and sometimes it's maybe easier for a more niche product like this to break out because it's associated with the Canadian identity.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much like the way that they set it up. It's very much a love letter to Toronto and like the culture and the band scene that was around at the time and just like and also like really hyping up like the stuff that like if you live in Toronto, you probably don't do the touristy things of going to the CN Tower, doing the Edge Walk, things like that. But they kind of were like, "Hey, this will be a major element for our film," and and they got to like I think both of them had said that they'd never even like done that before prior to the film, and they were like, "This is actually really cool." Like, sometimes you got to be a tourist in your own city. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Orbits was manufactured by the Clearly Food and Beverage Company.
Same company. Hey, okay.
But yeah, it discontinued in let's see, it's probably says here, but okay, discontinued by early 1999.
Oh.
But what about Clearly Canadian? I wonder if I can.
Yeah, because I know that one had a bit of a comeback story. Yeah.
The company changed its name to Clearly Canadian Beverage Company in 1990. The brand has produced its products every year since 1987, except a brief hiatus in 2010 and 2011. Let's see. Producing. So I guess it's always been in production, just maybe to varying degrees of distribution, and because it seems to have almost come and gone in terms of like its availability up here in northern Minnesota where I live. So yeah, we're both in Minnesota, so we're not that far removed from
our friendly neighbors to the north. Yeah.
I've never been to Toronto.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been to Winnipeg.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Did you say you have been to?
I've been to Quebec, but it was only on a failed layover. So I got to explore the city a bit, and that was really cool. That was my first time really ever spending time in Canada. And then other than that, I've only been to the Toronto airport and the Quebec airport.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I would like to explore some more. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I think we've successfully inculcated people into Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, and if they want to explore more, definitely recommend. I mean, we've certainly spoiled a few things here, but hopefully people have gone out and watched it before listening to us talk about it. And if not, you just forget everything we said.
Yeah,
and travel back in time to 2025, and yeah, go rent this and have a good time. Because
it's a great friendship story as well. Like I really just love how their dynamic is not changed, but like strengthened in a way, and like the way that they are able to look at their history in the past and be like, okay, like, you know, I see you for who you are. And like, you know, I would never would want to go behind your back, but also like, I really want to explore new things too. Like, you know, they have like these difficult conversations, but also can still be a duo in a way. And yeah, and the way it sets up at the end, you're just like, yeah, this could keep going, or it could just be like yeah, it's kind of open ended in a way, but also like it's kind of, it's nice that it's not like so definitive, I guess, at the end. But yeah.
Well, cool. And I don't know if there's anything I'm forgetting to add. I guess the one thing I was maybe going to bring up was, you know, we never, and I now understand why, but we never got this little moment here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I better pot that down before it before our show here gets flagged for copyright.
We're about to travel.
But no, it's because I don't know. Did they ever even allude? I love that little chime moment from Back to the Future. You know, the soundtrack.
There's a similar sort of a thing
as
that
far
Jay
as like
comes
being
up
able to
with.
use something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The moments of the soundtrack I thought were really effective, and so it just adds that added extra bit of
whimsy.
Magic. Yeah, and whimsy. So, any final thoughts from you, Lara?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, if anyone wants to watch more, yeah, it's on their web series. It's on their website. The TV series exists. Yeah, go dive in.
Yeah, Matt Johnson directed the film Blackberry.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he has more stuff coming out. There is an Anthony Bourdain film that he's coming out with soon that I'm really, really keen to watch that. And then another film similar to this that he directed in 2013, which I haven't gotten the chance to see yet, but is also, it's got a very similar directing style. It's called The Dirties. That I want to check out as well. So like he's got like an established directing oeuvre as well that I am really interested in diving into more. But yeah, the Anthony Bourdain one, I know that's going to be next year or so. I don't remember who is playing him actually, but I remember being like, oh, that was a good cast. But let me see.
Well, there's I've been wanting to see the Blackberry film. It just I was figuring it would probably come to streaming somewhere, but I just got to rent it because I love that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's the film is called Tony, and I think it's starring Dominic Sessa as Anthony Bourdain with Amelia Jones, Dagmara Domichik, Rich Sommer, Stavros Halkias, Leo Woodall, and Antonio Banderas.
Jeez.
So yeah.
Okay, Blackberry looks like it's on Netflix right now. So geez, I got to get on that.
Yeah. Okay, I might watch that as well. Yeah.
And I mean, we've got maybe a couple of fascinating things. I've just been on a real big like blitzscaler tech sector kick with like the Sam Altman stuff and OpenAI.
Sure. Yeah.
And there's like a biographical film coming out with, or it was Luca Guadagnino.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And that's been been shuffled around in terms of like its distributor, but it should still eventually come out in some form or fashion.
At some point, yeah.
And then there's The Social Reckoning that's also coming out. The like spiritual successor to The Social Network.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm super.
Is this like about metaverse type things or?
Yeah, is it Jeremy Strong? Playing, let's see, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Upcoming, and
another one.
If it's got a official, The Social Reckoning 2026 plays Mark Zuckerberg, directed by Aaron Sorkin. Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And crazy. I see if there's a release date listed here. It's possible it has yet to have finalized release date, but whenever this comes out, October 9th, 2026, United States. So
coming up, yeah.
Interesting that these kinds of figures are being given their big. It's almost like
a lot of biopics in recent history, and like a lot of I know the tech side of things has has been doing more of those for sure.
Is there a Sam Bankman-Fried movie coming out at some
I
point?
have no idea. No idea.
I don't know. Do you follow this stuff much?
I mean, here and there, but just to like be aware. But yeah, not a ton.
A bit of a fascination of mine. I guess it falls in with like kind of the classic huckster tales of, the Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh yeah, that I'm more familiar with. Yeah, Theranos.
Theranos, that's right. Adam Newman was the WeWork. He was played by Jared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I've talked about this stuff on this on the Thoughtcast before, so I won't belabor this anymore. But yeah, thanks for listening to the Thoughtcast, conversations about animation. I'm Philip Elke. You can find me at Philip Elke on socials, at Thoughtcast on socials and such. But yeah, Laura. Any social media or any other notes before we sign off?
Nope, you can find me at Laura Call on most places, and yeah, that's about it.
Wonderful. Nirvana, the band, the show. I will always double clutch on this title unless I'm like looking at it.
You got it. You got it.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
There we go.
And crazy how they were able to really nail down. It's set in 2015, but also 2008, and it contains footage. It's sort of like the Boyhood thing where like certain things were shot in these different eras, and it's really just required a lot of planning and serendipity and just long-term TLC from these guys, Matt and Jay, and their various associates who went through and kind of combed through all this footage and stuff. And yeah, really like clever how they melded it all into one big project here now that we're seeing in 2025/2026. Yeah, that's always I've never really I experienced a ton of these kinds of projects that had this sort of long-term scope. And
I know I'm waiting on one right now, which is, I think it's Merrily We Roll Along. It's a musical film. They started, I think, filming it, and they're going to finish it in like 20 years or so. And the cast has like, I want to say like Beanie Feldstein, is it Ben Platt, a couple other people. So like they're filming their younger parts now, but then we'll check in with them in 20 years or so. And of course the thought going through everyone's mind is like, well, what if something horrible happens? Like, yeah, it's a risk that you take, but they're taking it. So I guess we'll see. Yeah.
The let's see. I never saw Boyhood. It's probably I heard mixed reviews on it, but like. No. Did you?
No, I haven't seen it either, but yeah, heard about the same.
And I don't know, there's the Up series from the UK documentaries. I think the first one was called 7 Up, and then every 7 years they like follow the same group of it's like a crazy kind of
interesting
anthropological experiment in a way or so.
Wow, yeah.
But interesting. Well, anyways, thanks, Laura, and we'll be back with more curious materials to explore and animated fare and blockbuster.
Eventually I'll watch the new Toy Story. That's on my list. Yep.
Who knows if we'll cover that? There's just some, there's always interesting stuff to dig into with all these various things. Yeah, the new Toy Story, what stood out to me most about that? I guess the tackling of tech in this.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, straight on fashion, which, they could have done. I mean, they almost have a pretty direct engagement with that sort of thing, even in the first sequel to Toy Story that opens up on the sequence that's based on like this video game they're playing, but no reckoning with like the
internet.
Yeah, or just the implications of Andy having video games in his life, and if
true, yeah,
he clearly he was inoculated, I guess, as a lover of toys from the ravages of the screen it was his love of and bond with Woody and Buzz that kept him safe from becoming a couch potato. But will that be so with Bonnie, the newfound owner of Andy, or the inheritor of Andy's old toy collection, as she has her encounter with the lily pad, Toy Story 5. But maybe we'll discuss this. Maybe not. And with a lot of this stuff, it's maybe fun to wait till it comes out on like Disney Plus when Jody and Bridget, they got a little more.
Getting their input too as parents too will be helpful to see.
Very cool. All right, I'll let you go, Laura. Thank you again, and I'll just wish you and everyone a very magical day. Have a wonderful week. Warm hugs.
Bye.